The greatest question in the Bible is this: what will you do with Jesus, who is called the Christ?
He is a symbol in the Christian world, an evangelist unafraid to voice controversial opinions. But now, at the age of 84, Pastor John Hagee, admired by millions and criticized by many, has finally admitted something we all once suspected. Is this a sign of change, or is it the final word of a life filled with faith and controversy? Let's dive in. Don't look away, because what you're about to hear will make you rethink everything you know about this powerful pastor. From humble beginnings to a global religious icon, John Hagee, one of America's most prominent evangelists, had a humble yet meaningful childhood in Baytown, Texas. Born on April 12, 1940, he grew up in a Christian family where faith was seen as the guiding principle of life. His father, Pastor William Bethel Hagee, was not only a spiritual leader, but also a living example of devotion to God. John Hagee often recalls evenings when the family would gather around the Bible, where moral lessons were not just taught, but practiced in daily life. It was here that he began to cultivate a deep faith and a passion for serving God, a burning flame that would follow him throughout his life. Hagee's academic journey began in local schools in Texas, where he quickly demonstrated intelligence and a strong will. After graduating from high school, he attended Trinity University in San Antonio, earning a Bachelor of Science degree. Not stopping there, he pursued higher education, earning a master's degree in education from the University of North Texas. This combination of a solid educational foundation and strong religious conviction prepared him for a meaningful career in ministry. John Hagee's career began in 1966 when he founded a small church in San Antonio. This marked the first step in building his career, a journey characterized by passion and vision. From an initial small group of followers, Hagee built a thriving community through inspiring sermons and steadfast leadership. In 1975, he founded Cornerstone Church, which would become one of the largest religious centers in the United States. With over 20,000 members and a seating capacity for thousands, Cornerstone Church is not just a place of worship, but also a cultural and. In addition to his leadership role at the church, Hagee also established John Hagee Ministries, an organization that spreads the gospel through television and radio. His sermons are broadcast on hundreds of television and radio stations, reaching millions of people worldwide. He also founded Christians United for Israel Kifi, a powerful movement supporting Israel, showcasing the deep connection between his religious beliefs and political views. Hagee's career has been marked not only by successes, but also by challenges and controversies. However, with steadfast determination and strong faith, he has overcome it all to become one of the most influential figures in the global Christian community. From a childhood shaped by faith to a journey of building a lasting legacy, John Hagee has left an indelible mark on modern religious history. The controversial path John Hagee is not just a pastor, he is also a political figure, a modern-day prophet, and a leader in heated debates. With decades of preaching, he has built the image of a powerful evangelist and an unwavering advocate for conservative values. Nevertheless, his candid statements and strong opinions have often placed him at the center of public storms, where his words become a source of both admiration and criticism. One of the most prominent controversies surrounding Hagee is his interpretation of the Bible to connect it with global events. In his book Jerusalem Countdown, published in 2006, Hagee claimed that Iran would trigger a nuclear war, which he suggested was prophesied in the Bible about the end times. This statement not only shocked the religious community, but also sparked major debates in political forums. Faithful followers saw it as a divine warning, helping them prepare for end-time events. However, critics accused him of exploiting the Bible to instill fear and promote hostility toward Islamic nations. They argued that Hagee's prophecy was not only inflammatory, but also escalated tensions between religions and nations. The public storm did not stop there. In 2008, Hagee stirred further controversy with his remarks about the Holocaust, one of the greatest tragedies in human history. He declared that the Holocaust was part of God's plan to help establish the State of Israel. According to Hagee, the Holocaust created international consensus, leading to the formation of Israel in 1948. While his intent may have been to honor Israel's establishment, his phrasing sparked outrage. Religious and political leaders, as well as the Jewish community, deemed Hagee's statement insensitive and offensive to the pain of millions of Holocaust victims. As a result, some of his long-standing allies publicly distanced themselves, causing significant fractures in his reputation and relationships. Beyond his political and historical statements, Hagee has faced strong opposition from human rights organizations and the LGBTQ+ community for his conservative views. He staunchly defends traditional marriage between a man and a woman and openly opposes same-sex marriage. He also considers abortion to be a crime against humanity and does not hesitate to criticize women's rights organizations. These views have made him a target for social activists who see Hagee as representing an outdated, ultra-conservative worldview that is out of step with modern society. The consequences of these controversies are significant. His shocking statements have damaged his reputation in some religious and political circles. Some former allies now choose to keep their distance to avoid being implicated. Even so, for his loyal followers, these controversies highlight his steadfastness in his faith in the Bible. They view Hagee as someone unafraid to speak out where others hesitate, willing to defend God's will even when faced with the harshest criticism. But behind the steadfastness and powerful sermons, are there hidden aspects of John Hagee's life that the public has never known? The tragedies in John Hagee's life are not only personal trials, but also the ultimate test of the faith he has always upheld. What happened that led a man of such power to face his most harrowing moments? Let us delve into the truths hidden behind the glory, the hidden corners behind the spotlight, and the power of faith. Behind the pulpit, Hagee also faced personal challenges. Despite being the man who built Cornerstone Church into one of the largest churches in America, Hagee encountered some of the darkest moments in his personal life, moments that tested his faith, resilience, and character. In 1975, Hagee's first marriage to Downing fell apart. For a pastor leading a conservative Christian community, divorce was not just a personal failure, but also a major shock to the congregation. Criticism surrounded him from all sides, even from within his own community, putting Hagee's career on the brink of collapse. In the religious context of the time, divorce was not only seen as wrong, but could also strip a religious leader of all credibility. Many doubted whether he could recover from this setback. Still, from the ashes of criticism, Hagee rebuilt his life. Not long after his divorce, he married Diana Castro, whom he has always described as his spiritual pillar and greatest source of encouragement. Diana was not only his partner in life, but also his companion in all ministry activities. Through her unwavering love and support, she helped Hagee regain trust and continue his mission of evangelism. Thanks to Diana's presence, Hagee was able to overcome the pain of the past and open a new chapter where his faith in God became even stronger. However, personal challenges did not end there. Founding Cornerstone Church brought Hagee not only glory, but also immense pressure. As the leader of a large church with thousands of congregants, he constantly faced high expectations from the community. He was not only responsible for delivering biblical messages, but also for maintaining the image of a steadfast leader. At times, this pressure could weigh heavily on him, but Hagee never allowed these challenges to overshadow his dedication to his mission. Reflecting on the difficult times, Hagee always emphasizes that life's challenges taught him valuable lessons about patience and humility. He once shared that during the most challenging periods, he understood more than ever that faith is not about having all the answers, but trusting in God even when his plan is unclear. Personal suffering was not just a challenge, but also helped him empathize more deeply with those going through similar pain. Today, John Hagee does not shy away from sharing his moments of weakness from the past. In his sermons, the image of an authoritative pastor is replaced by that of a vulnerable, yet genuine individual. This image not only draws in congregants, but also makes him more relatable. Through these heartfelt shares, Hagee underscores that even faith leaders have moments of doubt, but the most important thing is to never lose faith in God. John Hagee's personal struggles are not merely challenges, but a testament to the power of belief. They have shaped him into a symbol of resilience and a source of inspiration for millions. In the eyes of his followers, Hagee is not just a pastor, but a man who has risen from adversity to continue his journey with God. And that, more than anything else, is what makes him a legend in the hearts of those who admire him. But what changed? What made a pastor known for his unwavering conviction suddenly introspective? Was it the turbulent years or the profound lessons of faith that brought him to this unexpected moment? And more importantly, how will the revelation he is about to share reshape how we perceive him? Stay tuned, for what you are about to hear might illuminate a hidden corner that no one ever imagined: the admission. Earlier this year, during a Sunday service, Pastor John Hagee did something that left his congregation utterly astonished. Known for his confident and emphatic preaching style, Hagee had long been a towering figure in the world of evangelical Christianity. Thousands gathered in the hall that day, expecting the usual blend of certainty, clarity, and fiery passion that characterized his sermons. Nevertheless, what they heard was a tone they had never encountered before, a tone steeped in quiet reflection and vulnerability, a stark departure from the powerful, unyielding oratory they were accustomed to. Hagee began his address by recounting his lifelong journey of faith. "I have spent my entire life seeking, studying, and interpreting the truth of the Bible, but today I wish to speak from my heart. Sometimes we do not immediately comprehend God's plans. There are moments when we must accept that some things are beyond human understanding." His words hung in the air, the silence in the room profound as every person absorbed this startling declaration. For a man who had spent decades connecting biblical prophecies to contemporary events with unshakable conviction, this admission was extraordinary. It was not merely a reflection, but a revelation of profound personal and spiritual insight. For decades, Hagee's sermons were synonymous with certainty. He was a beacon of clarity for his followers, offering precise interpretations of Scripture and confident predictions about how it tied into modern times. His preaching style left little room for ambiguity or doubt. But at this moment, he stepped away from the persona of a steadfast preacher and into the vulnerable space of being simply a man of faith, a man grappling with the same questions, uncertainties, and mysteries as those sitting before him. He acknowledged that his pursuit of certainty had sometimes blinded him to a deeper, more essential aspect of faith, the awe-inspiring mystery of what cannot be fully understood. Hagee continued, "I have spent years poring over every detail in the Bible, trying to explain and uncover every truth. But now I realize that faith is not always about having all the answers. Sometimes the greatest expression of faith is in accepting the unknown. Faith means trusting that God knows, and that trust is enough." His voice, carrying the weight of decades of leadership and experience, resonated deeply. The congregation, struck by his humility, remained silent, captivated by the transformation unfolding before them. The reactions to Hagee's words were as varied as they were intense. Many in the audience were deeply moved, praising his honesty and courage. They saw his admission not as a weakness, but as a profound testament to the nature of faith itself, a reminder that it is not certainty, but trust that defines a true relationship with God. One attendee remarked, "I have never felt so connected to my pastor. His words reminded me that even the strongest among us faced doubt, and that is okay. It's what makes us human." Yet others expressed unease. For some, Hagee's words represented a break in the foundation they had come to rely upon. His sermons of certainty had offered stability in uncertain times, and this sudden shift left them feeling unmoored. Some critics worried that his admission might weaken the faith of those who depended on his absolute interpretations of Scripture. For years, we looked to him for clarity. Now he's asking us to embrace uncertainty. That's a difficult adjustment, one congregant commented. For scholars and observers of religion, Hagee's admission carried a deeper resonance. It was a striking moment in the life of a spiritual leader who had spent decades on a quest for truth, only to find, near the twilight of his journey, that faith transcends understanding. Some saw it as a poignant message to the next generation of believers, a call to approach the not with the rigidity of absolute certainty, but with the openness of a searching heart and mind. To them, his words reflected a profound evolution in his understanding of faith, that it is less about answers and more about the journey, less about certainty and more about trust. Hagee's admission may well represent a natural progression in his spiritual journey as he enters the latter stages of life. After decades of living under the weight of his public role and the pressures of being a renowned religious figure, it seems he is now seeking a sense of peace and acceptance in his personal faith. For him, this moment was not merely a turning point in his relationship with his congregation, but also an act of reconciliation with himself. As the service concluded, Hagee stepped down from the pulpit, a serene smile on his face. He waved to the congregation, his eyes reflecting a sense of calm and fulfillment that many had never seen before. It was a moment of profound humanity, a reminder that even those who seem strongest are on their own journey of faith and understanding. For those present, it was a day they would never forget, and for Hagee, it was a step toward a deeper truth, that faith, in its purest form, is not about answers but about surrendering to the mystery of God's plan. Pastor John Hagee's recent admission has not only sent shockwaves through his congregation, but also sparked widespread global discussions. A lifelong advocate of prophecy and the certainties of the Bible, Hagee, now 84, has chosen to emphasize the mystery of faith. For a figure of his stature, this shift transcends personal boundaries, shedding light on invaluable lessons about religion, leadership, and belief. At Cornerstone Church, where thousands have followed him for decades, this revelation came as a surprise. Many felt it made him more relatable. One believer shared, "Hearing Pastor Hagee admit he doesn't have all the answers brings me comfort. Faith isn't about knowing everything. It's about continuing to trust, even without clear explanations." For those accustomed to Hagee's powerful and assertive preaching style, these words offered a refreshing perspective, as though he were revealing a deeply human side of himself. Not only the faithful, but also religious leaders view this as a significant turning point. A young pastor remarked, "John Hagee has always been a symbol of religious certainty. His acknowledgement that faith has ambiguities is a major lesson. It reminds us, the next generation of leaders, that humility is at the core of service." Rather than diminishing his image, this admission affirms that even the greatest religious leaders must confront uncertainties, a reality every believer faces in their spiritual journey. In academic circles, theologians have praised this shift as a milestone in modern theology. One scholar observed, "Hagee's words reflect theological maturity. They show he has moved beyond absolute assertions to embrace the complexities of faith. This is a lesson for all of us. Faith is not just about what we know, but also about accepting what we cannot understand." The impact of this admission extends beyond the religious and academic communities, touching the realms of politics and international affairs. As the founder of Christians United for Israel, Hagee has been closely tied to conservative political views and U.S.-Israel relations. A political analyst posed the question, could Hagee's shift in message alter how political leaders use faith as a tool? Perhaps this serves as a reminder that even the most steadfast icons must grapple with the complexities of the world and their own beliefs. For younger generations, this admission offers a new perspective on faith. During a church discussion, a young attendee shared, "His words made me realize it's okay not to have all the answers. Faith isn't a destination, but a journey." Another added, "This teaches us that even the greatest figures face uncertainty, and that makes faith feel more real." More than an admission, Hagee's shift in message serves as a reminder that faith isn't about imposing control or certainty, but about seeking, questioning, and learning to embrace mystery. It's a monumental step not only for him, but for everyone searching for meaning in their faith. Love him or hate him, Pastor John Hagee is undeniably a figure of immense influence. His sermons have inspired millions, his books have shaped debates, and his support for Israel has cemented his place in the history of religion and politics. But perhaps his greatest lesson comes at the age of 84. John Hagee reminds us that even the most resolute individuals must confront uncertainty. His journey is one of belief, controversy, and ultimately humility. And perhaps that's the truth we've long suspected, that even the giants of faith at their core are human. What do you think about his latest admission? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you found this video compelling, don't forget to like and share so your friends and family can explore this inspiring story. And be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any captivating stories in the future. Finally, click on the videos appearing on the screen now to continue exploring more intriguing and inspiring stories. Thank you for joining us and see you in the next video.